Fellow physicians, are you thinking about leaving a well-organized W-2 type job and you want to know what the steps are involved if you go out on your own? Well, let me share some of my top tips. First of all, if you're going on your own, make sure you speak to a wealth management or financial advisor. Why? Because you want to know how good or bad your financial situation is now before you take the plunge and you leave your stable job. After all, you don't want to jump into something if your finances just aren't set up for it yet. On the other hand, if you got more money than you think, or maybe your expenses are lower than you've imagined, you might be more comfortable taking an easier, cushier job or a job you like more that just doesn't pay as well. The next thing you want to do is you want to get an accountant, all right? So if you don't have an accountant, you'll need one because your taxes are going to be a little bit more complicated. If you're a W-2 employee, typically your taxes are pretty straightforward. You often go to H&R Block or one of these chain accounting services. But if you're doing it on your own as a 1099 kind of employee, it's a little bit trickier. Worth having an accountant prepare your taxes for you. I'd find one now because it really isn't so easy to do this. The next thing, if you're going on your own, you got to think about insurance. So what does that mean? Well, most likely you'll need to get your own malpractice insurance. Most physicians need malpractice insurance. If you're going to do clinical medicine, you're going to need it. You could either get it on your own, or you could look at doing it through locums, and then the locums company can provide you malpractice insurance. But either way, you still might need a tail policy for whatever coverage you've had in the past. You probably want to get life insurance and disability insurance, and you'll need medical insurance. If you haven't purchased that before, you're going to have to go out and get it. For these, I recommend getting an insurance broker. So there are folks that'll go out, you'll need one broker for malpractice, and you get another for everyone else, like life, disability, health. They can help you look at the different policies, they'll run the numbers with you, and help you pick something that makes sense for you. Or if you're married, you may be able to go in your spouse's plan. You'll have to speak to the broker and see what they recommend. Finally, I recommend that you create some sort of corporation, either an LLC or an S corporation. I'll talk more about this later because it's a little bit more in depth, but you'll want to think about having a corporate structure that you'll use for your medical billing. So even if you're doing a 1099 as, say, a surgeon or anesthesiologist or something like that, you'll typically bill as your company rather than bill as yourself. And that has some important legal and tax implications that we'll discuss later, but it's something you need to give some thought to. But overall, if you're looking to leave your W-2 job and you want to try to strike it out on your own as a 1099 independent employee, it's totally doable. You just have to take a few sensible steps.